Yeah, it's been a long time. We've been in touch with each other for a little while now. So yeah, it's good to chat, catch up.
I know that's right. So, hey y'all, hey, it's another episode of Bonafide Podcast featuring the one and only Isaiah Lamb. Beep, 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 beep. How you
Yeah,
doing, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. Thank you for having me on here.
Of course. You in the Christmas spirit. I see with the Christmas sweater. Then
Oh
come
yeah,
through
my
with
little
it.
Christmas sweater. Yeah. Feeling the vibes this year. So,
Let's get it started. So, Isaiah, can you tell us your sports story to how you got to where you are in your sports journey?
um, yeah. So, grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, Played high school here. Graduated from Delaney. Went on to play Division 1 at Marist College. Um, 4 year starter. Graduated there. Played a few years of overseas ball in Iceland, Armenia, a little bit in Russia, and yeah, now I train and try to help kids get to that next level and get a chance to experience and travel and play basketball at the highest level that they can. So yeah.
Hey, man, because you're right. It's been a long time since, like, for those that don't know, I'm gonna tell y'all this: how Isaiah. When I tell y'all, Isaiah is the man, the myth, the legend, y'all. If you were one of those, if you had a Sports Illustrated magazine or ESPN magazine being delivered to your house, he was that. So, which leads to that question is, you got a chance you got the opportunity to have your story be told on Sports Illustrated. What was that like to have your story be told on Sports Illustrated and you being the cover on there?
It was a really cool experience. Growing up and getting Sports Illustrated sent to your house monthly, or seeing them in the lobbies and seeing like your favorite athletes on a cover and stuff like that. And for me to be able to experience that too for myself firsthand, like me signing covers, it was an awesome experience. Is it for necessarily the same reasons of the other athletes? Maybe not. A little bit more of a unique opportunity. Me being on the cover of Homeless Athletes. I was homeless at one point, come from real humble beginnings, and it kind of like keeps me going because I know where I came from and I know where I want to be now in life after experiencing life, traveling the world. I know that there's so much better things in life, and coming from that experience, it kind of reminds me to keep going. So yeah.
Man, I feel you on that because, man, like, I was like, I remember when before Twitter became X, I remember when Twitter was Twitter. And I was like, this was when, like, and then, like, around that time, it was when, like, I was like, dang, he was on Sports Illustrated and then I was on E60. I was like, dang, our stories were told on both of, like, the biggest platforms of sports that, like,
Hmm.
who knew, like, and I think that's like one of the coolest things. What is like how we connected is like, dang, our like, but then like just to see you continue to like blossom into doing your thing and like with your fitness journey and content creation, and I was like, and you were at Marist too, so I was like, I can see you.
Yeah, and I definitely think us having the same basketball background um, was kind of cool too. So me knowing that you played ball, that was I guess that brought us a little closer since we shared that interest of playing basketball. So yeah, it's definitely good to connect with you now and be on the podcast.
So my question for you is, for those that like, Marist is a mid-major Division 1, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So, with Marist in a mid-major division D1, what would you say are some of the misconceptions of mid-major competition?
Um, thinking it's not on the same level as like a high major. I mean, obviously it's two different levels, but the skill is different as I think personally the difference between a mid major and a high major are um the bigger positions like your power forwards and centers. Real high majors typically have bigger centers and bigger players in general, and a little maybe a little bit more athletic, maybe. But the guard play is very similar. Um, any mid-major guard can play at a high major school, but on the power forwards, the small forwards, the centers, they really make a difference. And at mid major schools, you play high majors. Like we played Duke, we played West Virginia. You know, we played against these top notch schools, and the only difference was they had 7 footers in the paint, and we had 6'9" centers. So that was the real difference. Other than that, it's not much of a difference between the two, mid major, high major. If you're at a mid major, you get just as good of a chance to go to the NBA, because you get a chance to play in the tournament if you win your conference tournament, or if you bid high or have a good record, you can play against these same high major schools. So yeah, don't shun upon the mid major schools, mid major Division 1. Same with the low major. So yeah.
Cause I'm gonna tell you this, mid-major teams, they be beating like the high Power Five teams, the Power Four, Power Five teams, and people are like,
Hmm.
what? I'm like, y'all sleep on these people. It's like, stop it. It's like we
Yeah.
so, but like, cause I remember, I actually do remember when y'all played against Duke, and it was a long time ago. I was like, oh my gosh, you mentioned this, like, golly.
Yeah.
So my question for you is like transitioning from college to overseas basketball. What was that transition like for you?
Um, it was a great transition for me. Playing college basketball, you're kind of you have to fit the mold of what the coach wants in order to even be on the court. You know, there's a lot of rules and regulations, and but when you're a pro basketball player, all of that goes out the window. Like meaning, like you have to be the best you, um, to fit to even be a part of the team. Like if you're overseas, if you're not playing good, you'll lose your job. You get sent home. Like you have to be the best player on the team, if not the second best player on the team, if you're American playing over there, because they're paying you. Um, and overseas, it was an easy transition for me because I get the chance to play my game. There's a lot of parts of my game that I didn't get a chance to really utilize in college because I had to fit the mold of me. I was a three and D guy, so hit the open three, guard the best player, and get to the basket. Versus overseas, I have a really good mid range game, so I get the chance to just be the best me and help the team win. So I was able to expand my game a lot more. Um, my coach had a quote. It said, "You don't stop getting better just because you graduate college." So even though you're a pro, you're still developing your game and you're becoming better, which makes sense. But in the moment when you're in college, you kind of think like that's your game, but you can still get way better after college. Um, so yeah, I fit transitions very well into playing pro. I think I got a lot better when I started playing pro basketball.
From your perspective, what would you say are some of the misconceptions of overseas competition?
Some of the misconceptions, uh, thinking it's all glam and glitter. Not all countries the same. I played in Armenia first year, and it was rough. You know, it's not like it's a only thing I knew about Armenia before I went there is Kim Kardashian's family from there. So like I didn't know much about it. It wasn't as good as Iceland or Russia, but a lot of times playing overseas, you got to start somewhere that's not as good to get some kind of professional stats and to so that people can see how you fit or how you play overseas, and then from there Um, the world's your oyster. You go other places and build your resume. Um, Another misconception is thinking you're gonna get paid millions. You get paid a good amount of money, but what the best thing about it is they pay for your housing, your car, your food. All the money that you make goes to you, so you don't have to actually spend your money unless you're buying clothes or going out or something like that. Um, so that's probably a big misconception, thinking you just make tons of money. It ain't NBA money, but you can still make, six figures some places and stuff like that.
Man, because low key, I would love to. That was my biggest dream was playing overseas, like since
Hmm.
16. Because I was like, like the money was nice there from what I was like, and like everything was getting. It's like all your bills getting paid, all this stuff,
Hmm.
and plus you were going to different countries. But then I was like, man, life be lifing. So I was like, I would still love to go, but for like content creation and graphic designing for a team. So if there's any
Hmm.
overseas teams, let me know.
All right.
But what's interesting though is like you could testify this. The competition, like it ain't just they will like if they play hard defense. They play hard defense overseas. Like if versus like say if you see like some American basketball, it's like almost you can't play like defense. You can't play hard defense. It's hand check. But overseas, from what I heard, the defense is like the rules are changing to like there's a second game and stuff. So
Oh yeah, I mean they play hard. There's not a lot of flopping over there. Um, the rules are different. Like if the ball's on the rim, you can hit the ball off the rim. So like how someone shoots the ball, maybe a roll around the rim, and in the United States it could fall in the basket, like you can make it. But over there, if it's rolling around the rim, their big man is gonna smack it off the rim, so you don't even get a chance to make it. That's legal there. Um, and um, I don't know. There's a lot of teams where a lot of the players didn't even speak English, but it's funny because basketball is such a universal sport. You can communicate with people without even speaking. You know, um, somebody run at if you're dribbling the ball, someone run at you like this, they're most likely gonna set a screen. That don't he don't have to say anything. I know what he's gonna do. Or, someone's like directing where you should go, back cut or whatever. I think it's kind of cool that a lot of my teammates didn't even speak English, but we had the best conversations.
that's fire right there. It's like,
uh,
hey, it's like because if you, I was like, oh, they about to set a pick. Oh, they about to backdoor cut. They about to.
mhm,
That
yeah,
makes perfect sense.
yeah.
It is a universal language. Basketball is. It is. It is. So, I definitely see you as an advocate for women's sports. So, my question for you is, what inspired you to advocate for women's sports?
um, I love women's sports. If I'm talking specifically basketball, well, I train now, and I train a lot of women's soccer, women's lacrosse, and basketball. Like women in general are just such hard workers, and they're literally my favorite clients. Men, a lot of the young boys, they think they're like too cool for school and don't want to work hard, but all my girls, they come in and they're ready and they're getting it every day. And once they like women's basketball starting to change. If we're just talking about basketball, I think it's starting to be more eyes on women's basketball, like it should have been. And I think um, they're very under. I want to say like not misunderstood, I guess, underrated, far as skill wise, because I know a lot of girls that can really play basketball, like, and not just use their physical ability like a guy would, but they just very skilled in basketball. And I think that's a lot harder to do, to be a very skilled player than to just rely on your athletic ability. So yeah, I'm an advocate for sure.
man, because I mean, it's always those things like where, in order for the women's games to be entertaining, they lower the rim, they can dunk. And it's like, well, why is that always the thing that if y'all want to watch if they just lower the rim and dunk? Like there were some players that can dunk and they actually dunk on that same 10-foot pole uh,
Hmm.
rim. So it's like we can dunk, we just rather play fundamentally and we can pass a lot flashier too with it
Hmm.
if we wanted to. But I mean, it's about time. We try to tell you so. We try to tell y'all how amazing women's sports is. If you just tune in, we told you so.
Yes.
So who are some of like the women athletes that you enjoyed watching when you were growing up, or like in today's sports?
Um, it may sound cliche, but Angel Reese, she's from Baltimore, so shout out to her. Graduated from St. Francis. I know a lot of St. Francis alumni, and I played there so many times. And yeah, she's doing a thing there. Other than just basketball, I know she does her little podcast and shoe deal, and I love all the other stuff because like at the end of the day, basketball is a tool, right? We play basketball to get places. Like I would have probably never went to the prestigious Marist College if I didn't play basketball. You use it to go places and um, for your own benefit. It's not just entertaining. Um, at the NBA level, it's entertaining. They're entertainers. That's their job. It's to play basketball. People watch it, but I like when people are doing more than just playing basketball, and I think that's what Angel Reese is doing. She's really building a brand for herself, and I think that's going to take her further than than just being a basketball player. But yeah, Angel Reese, cliche, Caitlin Clark. I watched her all through the college. Her whole big year of her going to the tournament and just going off, just really shooting the heck out the ball. Um, Another one, it's this one college girl. Trying to remember her name. She transferred to Penn State now. I think she went to Rutgers, but
Kiomani Miller.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, she's really good, and I like to watch her play. I like to watch her game. Very skilled. Once again, that's not something that you just wake up and be able to play like. But yeah, she got the ball on the string.
Oh yeah, I remember that play she did. She what's it called? She like man that one play at Rutgers where she like made the it was it was very shifty.
Yeah.
I was like oh, but I knew
Hmm.
I was like she went to Rutgers. I was like Kimani Miller. There you go. I was like I
Yeah, yeah.
because that's the first time I heard somebody say that. I was like oh, because you're right. She does have the ball in her string, like just like almost like a yo-yo. Like we
Yeah.
going this way, I'm gonna go that way. So
Yeah. And what is it, Juju? What's the last name? Juju Smith?
Watkins.
Watkins. There we go. Juju Watkins. Yeah. But she a bucket.
Oh yeah, Juju get buckets for sure. We just missing her right now because she recovering from an injury. But
Yeah, right.
it's but you be surprised with so many players that's coming up right now, especially in this time with NIL being so huge and big and stuff. So which leads to my question, from your perspective, what do you think about the NIL?
Oh my gosh. I was around when we was growing up. So I would have so much money right now. It's ridiculous. Like coming into college, the Sports Illustrated just came out, so I was a freshman. What? I've been making so much money in NIL. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to capitalize on it. I think every athlete should have a social media, no doubt about it. I know that it's like this thing going on now. Some parents don't want their kids to have social media, but I think parents don't understand the how important. it can be, or like how lucrative it can be having a social media. You just gotta do the right things on it, you know. And social media can be a bad place, I guess, if you're looking at the wrong stuff or following the wrong things, or yes. But if you use social media like you should, it's a tool um, for exposure and having a following. You know, like having a following at your fingertips is like the best thing ever. Like if you have a million real followers, even if you have, I don't know, 10,000 real followers of people who really like what you're doing and talking about. I don't know, you can drop a product and they'll buy it. You can drop a course, you can have a podcast and they'll tune into it. It's like you have an audience at your disposal. So if you're an athlete and you want to get into this NIL stuff, just have social media and post stuff. And it's going to be easy for them to want to work with you because you already have a following on top of your um, ex- on top of making money on your name and likeness. So yeah,
Man,
get a
you were
social
right. You would
media.
have made bank on NIL, especially like, well, I got my Sports Illustrated cover, so can I just like get more money to it? Like,
Yeah, and I didn't get paid for Sports Illustrated. That's like a they don't pay you for that. That's like a free marketing thing. That's how they explained it. You know, so I couldn't even accept any money. People reach out to me and try to like give me things, but it was illegal to take stuff from people during that time
hmm
before college. It's like accepting gifts and stuff. So it was bad, bro. It'd have been different now.
that's the same thing. I would say that was the same thing like with E60. Like people thought I was getting it. Like, no, I didn't. No, they just wanted to interview me, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting paid to interview unless
Hmm.
like unless it's something big, but it's like, but because I remember you had the first one, you did the first Sports Illustrated, then you got the updated one, and I was like, oh shoot, he clean,
Hmm.
he made sure to get the little two-piece suit and all that stuff, like three-piece. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just let's recreate this. I was like, that is fire right there.
Yeah, they came back. They called me back after COVID because that's when I stopped playing. And they want to do like a redo, see where I'm at now type of thing. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool just to see the same guys again. His name is John Wortham, the guy who did my interview, and now he's on 60 Minutes. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll find my way and get on 60 Minutes.
Like, hey John, if you hear, put this man on 60 Minutes.
I know, right?
I could just hear the little 60 minutes like clock.
Uh-huh,
The little.
right.
So my question for you is, I always say that athletes are humans first. So for you as a black man, an athlete, and a content creator, how important is mental health to you?
Mental health is very important. It keeps you going. If you don't have your mental, you're in bad shape. You know. So making sure you're taking time for yourself, not just working or overtaxing yourself, um, is something that's important. I think guys should focus more on. Because even me, I'm a workaholic. I love to work. I love to put in work either in the gym or um, making money or starting a business or finding side incomes and stuff like that. But it's always good to just kind of relax and focus on your mental health. So whatever that is for you, it can be meditation. It can be just going on a walk. For me, a lot of times it is hiking with my dog. You know, I'm kind of away from social media. I'm just walking, just in my thoughts and just, you know, I like being around my dog just because like he can't talk, but like he shows me so much love. And I'm like when he's happy, I'm happy, and that's kind of like a good mental break from me. With instead of dealing with people, 'Cause I deal with people all the time, especially with work and training and teaching kids and stuff like that. So yeah, mental health is important. You need to have that under control. Um, yeah.
Do you hope to see more athletes and even male athletes speak up more about mental health?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially if you're the type person that believes that it's important. You should definitely talk about it more. It should be in more conversations, and involve, especially around sports.
For sure, because it's it's just so many, like, and I've always wanted to hear from like the male aspect, like the male athlete aspect, like, how important is mental health? Like for you, like, why is it in ways kind of difficult for a man to open up when it comes to mental health and stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
So, and this leads to my question is, I remember you still have the company, you created Low Lamb. Can you explain the origin behind Low Lamb?
yeah. So, for one, I love my last name. It's funny because growing up, I used to get made fun of about it, and like now it's something that I love. I had all they had all the jokes. Lamb chop, Lamborghini,
Oh,
um, Lambo. Everybody called me everything but my name. And then I kind of wanted to make it my own, and I came up with Low Lamb. It started off in college, um, with just like I wanted to start my own business because in college it was hard for me to find a major. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was like, I want to just want to be a businessman. I want to be in business. So I ended up majoring in marketing. And then I'm like, okay, let me actually start to put this marketing into play. So I started my own business, Lowlam. And it was started off as a fitness business. I wanted to like sell fitness products and make like fitness courses. And I started off with low lamb core sliders, just like a home workout. It was something cheap that I can sell, something I can buy in bulk and hand out. And my vision was I would basically sell them on campus so kids can work out in their dorms and stuff. So I used to host classes inside like a gym for people to try it for free. And like, so I would give them some sliders to work out with in class and then the option to buy it after. And we started out really well. And then COVID happened, so the gym started closing and like I got a little boost from that because I was selling home equipment. So like core sliders you can do at home, had like jump ropes, yoga mats and stuff like that. And then it turned from that to clothing, started selling some clothes. Then I found out I didn't really want to start selling. I didn't want to be like a clothing brand per se. Um, so like it was continuously changing. And Low Lamb is now just like um I want to say I brought it back up, kind of brought it back to life recently with Low Lamb being like not just a clothing brand but like a brand about just like never giving up, basically turning my story into the brand, getting better every day. And like I sell like motivational quotes on shirts and stuff that make you feel good, and share positivity. So that's pretty much where I'm at now with Low Lamb. Just want to keep it going, keep it around, and yeah, just keep growing it.
man, because I remember Low Lamb back in like when you were in college, especially the sliders, because I used to see the little sliders. Because I tried a slider. It was somewhere, and I was like, "Why is it so hard?" I was trying to do it. I was like, "How do they do it? Where like they're able to like what's it called? They go up and come back up." Because
Yeah.
I was like, "How?" But then I remember y'all had man the clothing y'all had for the women with the leggings and the shirts. I was like,
Hmm.
and y'all had the shoes too with it. I was like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shoes were fire. But I would have never guessed people made fun of your last name. I was like, why would they make fun of? Oh, why?
The Mary had a little lamb, all this stuff.
I'm about to say if they talk about lamb, I was especially if they in their faith. Isaiah was a prophet, and
Hmm.
Jesus was a shepherd, so he had his lambs.
Yeah.
He knows his sheep,
Hmm.
so put some respect on his name. Isaiah Lamb.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I would have never guessed Lamborghini though. They would try to.
Lamborghini, lamb chop, Lambo, all of it. I done heard it all.
You're like, man, look, it's like let somebody say lamb. Like, yeah, look. I already heard it before. It's like
Yeah.
all the, if you're thinking of something, I probably 9 times out of 10 heard it before. It's
I
like
done heard it before, yeah.
so. But my question for you is, if there was a word or phrase to describe your journey so far, what would it be?
Um, Unfinished. Definitely not finished. Definitely still got goals to reach. Um, I've came a long way, but I'm definitely not done yet. I have real lofty goals financially. I want to, I've accomplished a lot so far. Like played 4 years of basketball, college basketball. I was able to check the list of playing pro basketball and travel the world, been out the country. Bought my first house at 25. I rented it out at 27. Trying to buy another house. I had my dog. To me, these are just little checklist things I always wanted to do, and I'm doing it. But I have a long way to go. I want to be able to be financially free when money is just not even an issue anymore. Like you don't even think about it because I've met so many people who do so well for themselves and they had live a totally different lifestyle that I want to live eventually. So definitely on the way, keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. So this story is definitely unfinished. In the works, to be continued. But came a long way and I'm thankful for that. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, we here for it. Like, like to be continued. It's like you're right. It's like don't trip. He ain't through with me yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Like it's still being written. But I
Oh
like
yeah.
that answer that you like. It's not finished. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you right on that. And I always ask my guests this question because Bonafide means authentic and unique. But for the men, it's the authenticity. I think I said that word right. If I did, bless it. If not, well, there goes my blooper for the podcast, which is raw and real. Hello, I have bloopers, so words be stumbling at times. So, but what makes Mr. Isaiah Lamb authentic, and what makes your story stands out?
Um, it's real. It's 100% real, 100% genuine, and it's something that you can relate to. Everybody got his struggles. Everybody got their own struggle. I know I can't be the only one that been through stuff. Um, but what makes us different is um, how I'm going to overcome it. And I'm showing you every step of the way on my Instagram and TikTok. I love to share my story, share my experiences, and what you're getting is real. I honestly think I'm one of one. I've been through it, getting out of it, and I'm shining at the end of the tunnel. When it's all done. And I'm bringing along a lot of people with me, meaning like I pass along my knowledge. I love teaching people stuff and showing them things that they may not have learned before in the basketball world. I don't just teach basketball, but I teach life lessons, how to deal with coaches and um, during tough times, because as a player, it's hard to sometimes play under pressure of a coach or sometimes you could be upset with playing time or decision making and um, having someone who's been through it talk to you is a little different than hearing it from a parent that probably never even played the sport before. So being that safe space for people we can chat and discuss basketball related stuff or even life stuff going through hard times and letting them know, hard times really doesn't last forever. It's during a short period of time. And if your time is longer than others, you just got to keep believing that it's going to end. You can't just feel sorry and weep in it. There's times that it's okay to feel bad though, but you can't be down for too long. You can feel bad, cry it out, that thing, and then you got to stand up and dust yourself off and keep it going. So uh, I think that's what makes me genuine and different compared to
Ooh,
others.
woo. Let me get my little fan effects. Come through with it. Woo. And it's on a Sunday. So, yes, I have my little fan. So, woo. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. There you go. But, can you let the folks know where they can support and find you if there's any upcoming events coming your way, sir?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Fit Like Lamb. That's FitLikeLamb. Fit Like Lamb. You can find me on TikTok, Fit Like Lamb. And you might as well check out lowlam.com. I guess you get yourself some merch and something that you can believe in and stand proudly wearing it. So yeah, come check me out.
Y'all heard it from the man here first. Y'all be sure to follow Isaiah Lamb at Fit Like
Yep, yep,
Lamb.
check me
And
out.
y'all be sure to follow him. And big shout out to Isaiah for coming on the podcast to share his story. And y'all can check out the live replay of Bonafide, her podcast, episode 196, featuring the one and only Isaiah Lamb. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.